Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of What's in Theaters, the show where we talk about movies, movie news, streaming, and do some trailer reactions. I'm your humble host with the most, Jeremy Stone, with a face for radio and a voice for print. So, Megan, the weekend box office number came out, and actually pretty damn good. They actually overshot it over what their predictions were. So let's see if I can get it on there somehow, some way. There we go. Megan made $30.4 million opening weekend. Now, that is so good because that just shows positive word of mouth. They only made this movie for $12 million. So you almost tripled your production budget in the first opening weekend. F yeah. So with good word of mouth and a positive box office comes, let's say, sequels. Megan sequel reportedly already in development. The killer AI comparison is reportedly heading to 2.0. The new horror flick Megan is reportedly getting a sequel after after a strong performance at the box office. According to Deadline, there are already plans for a sequel as well as an even gorier unrated version of the original. Now, this movie wasn't gory at all. I wouldn't even classify it as a horror film. To me, it was sci-fi thriller, kind of a soft thriller. There was really no jump scares. There was nothing that you go, I can't watch this. There was nothing like that. Now, a lot of people are, even me, are kind of compared this to Child's Play, which is very understandable. But after reflecting on it, I would kind of put it more towards comparing this to Child's Play. Oh, when did that horrible remake come out? 2018, 2019, I think. I think it was 2019. The one when Mark Hamill did the voice of Chucky. But because that's AI versus AI, where the original Child's Play is voodoo possession versus AI. So I think that doing the Child's Play remake compared to this is more of an apples to apples comparison. But this by far is the most better, horrible words, far superior film. If you're going to check out one like AI kind of run amok, if you didn't want to check out Terminator, you want to check out AI dolls, definitely check this one out. It was free. It was so much fucking fun. It was just, it was an hour and 46 minutes, and I'm watching it, and this was such fun. It was such a good time in the theaters. It was freaking awesome. But let's see what goes to say. Even gorier, unrated version. No shade to Universal, love them, but Universal and I love them, and I understand that once a trailer went viral, teenagers got involved, and you want them to be able to see it. Said screenwriter Akila Cooper in an interview with the Los Angeles Times. There should be an unrated version at some point. I heard it is on the books, but yes, it was way gorier. Her body count in the script was higher than in the movie. Yeah, because her body count in the movie was, I don't know, spoiler alert, 3. Yeah, not not a very impressive body count, but to me, the lack of kills didn't detour from the quality of the film. I never felt like, oh, I got robbed out of seeing a bunch of kills. No. And if you saw this film, it really kind of does set up a sequel. And when I watched it, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but for some reason, at the end of it, when it kind of sets up the sequel, I just thought Lawnmower Man. Now, maybe some of you are far too young to know what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can. I should have lawn uh, mower man. If you ever seen this film, now I saw this film because I think it's on like HBO Max, I think, but it has a Pierce Brosnan. Most of the time I actually saw it was in the Hollywood video rental section. Uh, I wouldn't say it's not a it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, this at the time was, cutting edge CGI graphics. Not a great movie, but I think it was a little ahead of its time. I watched it maybe 5 months ago for the first time. I was like, I mean, it really was ahead of its time. You know, your consciousness go into the cyber world, and then he runs. He is like the internet. His consciousness is the internet, and but what that has to do with M3GAN is you kind of, if you've seen how it sets up the sequel, you're like, yeah, I could totally get that. Now, part of the great thing of M3GAN was the chemistry between the the aunt the aunt who creates M3GAN, and then Katie, the little niece. Now, unlike Friday the 13th, where you could just have each movie, I'm sorry, let's put it on my ugly face. Like Friday the 13th, each movie can have its own cast of, you know, cannon fodder, horny teenagers slash horny teenagers and will smoke weed slash. For this one was more of like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, where it's very integral. They're kind of tied together. And that's why I got with M3GAN that, yeah, you could do another M3GAN, a M3GAN 2.0, like they said. But the aunt and the niece, I think, are so integral that the chemistry that they have, yeah, you could do M3GAN and maybe another family. I don't know. Something about M3GAN going after the creator in a way. I think for me that just ties them too closely together, like Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise. It just they're too closely tied together. Let's see. Although her body count was supposedly higher, Cooper insists. Oh, let's go back to the article. Although the body count was higher, supposedly higher, Cooper insists that it wasn't a scale massacre. No, not at all. Unlike her previous work, Malignant. I've never seen Malignant. I've seen the cover for it, but I've never actually seen it. She did kill a bunch more people, including a couple of characters whom James Wan was like, I like what you did with those people, but I want them to live. It, uh, I was merciless, but again, that is me. My humor is extremely dark. So I'm not going to keep rambling and mumbling and bumbling, but you know,
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I figure I'll kind of spare you from my blah, 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 constantly. But yeah, if you've seen M3GAN, if you've seen it, comment down section below. Do you want, like they said, M3GAN 2.0? I'm all for it. And do you think, like me, that the aunt and the niece are so integral to the movie, like Sidney Prescott with Scream and Laurie Strode with Halloween? Or can you be like, yeah, that was fine, but 2.0, I want a new family to terrorize. Anyways, comment down section below. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, take care and take it easy.